Well, boys and girls, I've been waiting for this one. I don't like to smoke a lot on my show, but I'm kind of nervous on this one because we're going to dive into that in a bit. But this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, Shyne. What's up, Shyne?
Don, first and foremost, smoking is not good for your health. You gotta leave that behind you. Just put it out. It's not worth it. It's not good. Not good.
Man, you make me nervous, so I
No,
got it. Well, I can't smoke the devil's lettuce because it's not legal on camera, so we don't want to do that, right?
no, we don't want to do that. We want to keep everything by the book.
Yeah, by the book. By the book. Now, first off, I want to thank you so much for spending the time, taking some time aside from your life because the world is topsy turvy right now with everything going on. So I want to start off by saying thank you for spending some time with us, the fans, and taking the time and seeing where this is all going to go. I really appreciate that.
Not a problem. Not doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for you more than anything.
Oh, wow. Well, I can appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do. Now, I know we're here for Shyne, and that's what this is supposed to be all about. But I gotta mention something. I'm wearing a very cool Hippie Dicky Moon shirt right now. Now, my man Hippie Dicky Moon has a little hippie that has just entered our beautiful world here. And I want to throw out a big, huge congratulations. And I know you have some ties with Hippie Dicky Moon. So I thought it would actually be a good start, my friend.
Absolutely. Baby hippie is here in the world, and I couldn't be more happy for Hippie Dicky Moon. Peace.
Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So big congrats to Hippie Dicky and the whole fam going on. Congratulations. That is just amazing. Uh,
Yes, it's
now,
beautiful. Children are beautiful.
yeah, you know what? They change your lives. They really do. I only have one. I don't want no more. One's enough for this kid. I'll tell you that right now. Uh, now, Mr. Shine, you work for some fine promotions out there. We're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into many things about Mr. Shine, but I kind of like to start with something specific. And I know it's probably not the best topic, but I like to talk to wrestlers to gauge to see because I would never get in the ring ever in a million years. I'm too skinny. I weigh like 35 pounds, as Mr. SOG would say, and I'm not diving into that wrestling ring. But I'd like to get your perspectives as wrestlers. Now, there was a point in your career where you got injured, a couple times actually, if I'm not mistaken. And I like to kind of gauge the men and women that have gone through injury. How hard is it to persevere? Not only obviously in wrestling, it's very hard in its own, but when you go through an injury and come back and do that thing, how hard is it to really push your body, push your mind to get back into the ring and do something like that?
Yeah, so it's tough to have any injury, and for me, like the mental thing is it sucks when something is taken away from you, like, and it's not on your own terms. So for me, getting injured sucks even more because I was like, wow, I felt like at that time I was doing really good. I felt like I was being comfortable with myself in the ring, who I was as a performer, and I felt like the ball was starting to roll for me, and then just like that, it's unfortunate, but like you said, you got to persevere, and it's not a mental to persevere to come back from that, and coming back from it at first, you're kind of like can I go 100% right away? And it's always in the back of your mind to when you come back from injury. Did I come back too soon? Am I good to go? Things like that. So it just makes you think.
What I also like to talk on this show is support systems in wrestling because could be your parents, could be siblings, could be your children, could be your spouse, could be even the brothers and sisters behind the curtain. Now, when you go through an injury like that, do you feel an outreach of, support system, helping you out through that whole time, because the mental game is very hard to push through when you're going through something like that. How's the support system in Ty Shyne's life for wrestling?
It's unbelievable, Don. Like, unbelievable. Um, First person off the top of my head, Wagner, Slick Wagner Brown. He reached out to me right away when he found out I was hurt, and stayed in contact with me the whole way. And just support system, like even to like show you how strong the support system is in wrestling family. Like when I lost my grandma, it was like the hardest time of my life, and the two people that text me first were Wagner Brown and Paul Roma, two people that I respect so much in the wrestling industry. And that just goes to show you it's more than wrestling. It's like they just called me and just said, "Hey man, we're here for you, and then if you need anything, just please let us know." And I couldn't be more thankful for that support system. And it's just like so many more people than that, but I don't want
Right.
to. Those are the first two people that I know that
Mhm.
stuck in my head that called me.
It takes a lot to become a wrestler. There's so many aspects. I've said it a bunch of times on these interviews. I feel as a fan watching it from a distance, what you men and women go through, it's probably one of the hardest things in the universe to accomplish, to be a singles competitor in the wrestling industry. I find is one of the hardest things to ever accomplish, to get on those big stages, make a livelihood for yourself out of it, because that should be the goal. And most times it is, but some are comfortable being on the independent scene, which you can make a good dollar nowadays. You don't have to be on the huge platforms anymore to make a good dollar. My question being, where does Ty Shine see him in the future? Do you look for those big platforms, the AEWs, the WWEs, or are you comfortable on the independent scene?
Uh, for me personally, the goal is to wrestle on TV, whether it's for WWE, AEW, MLW, NWA. Like you said, there's multiple avenues now, so you can make a decent living in other avenues now. And I think wrestling now is hotter than it's ever been, which is great for everybody, the fans, the wrestlers, the owners, everybody, camera guys, because everyone's gonna have work. And it's unfortunate right now that COVID has taken that away from us. But I know the wrestling family is strong. So once we get the ball rolling here and get back, I'm sure shows are going to be selling out. Merchandise is going to be off the shelf. So, but yeah, my last for me, like I would love to like wrestle for a TV company.
You mentioned some fine companies. One of them that I'm just going to kind of slide out of the Jenga puzzle there is the NWA. I find for myself personally, because I grew up on the old school stuff, the Don Morocco, Bob Backlund, Cowboy Bob Orton, and such. I absolutely love what NWA has done on their return, keeping it just like it was old school. Uh, Now, my point being is, do you find that old school stuff, and I know it doesn't translate with everybody in the modern era of wrestling, but do you find personally, Ty Shine, that old school mat wrestling, does that translate with yourself as a wrestler?
For me, I think it does. But like if you go back and watch wrestling in those times, like those guys are telling stories. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just what we do is we try to make movies with our bodies and our moves. And I really enjoy that style of wrestling. Like I'll go back and I'll watch wrestling from those times, and it's just I just think it's the best. It's like the golden age of wrestling. Like just from everything, like everyone's promos. It's just like everyone felt like a star. And like today, I'm not so sure that everyone feels like a star, but it just
Mhm.
felt like everyone was larger than life, and you just
Now, I do a thing on here is we do a fan roundtable where I get 5, 6, 7, 8 fans. We all congregate. We talk some of our favorite local talent, some of our favorite local promotions, to elevate them and make them rise and maybe get some more eyes seen on such talent and promotions. And we have a ton of fun. And I'll tell you, today I had a surprise guest, because I always bring in one special surprise guest, and I had one, Mr. Ryan Frost, come in, and he comes from your home base, Tessa Strength Wrestling. I'm trying to do a little segue here into Tessa Strength Wrestling because, my friend, I have talked to so many people that are in Tessa Strength Wrestling as wrestlers, but not only that, I've talked to Mr. Slick Wagner Brown a couple times now. I've
I
also
saw
talked
that.
to Alex Rojas. Now, what I'm driving at is you, my friend, have been mentioned in every single one of them because you are the very first ever Tessa Strength student. Talk to us about that. And I'm kind of curious. Was your name always Ty Shyne when you started at TOS, or was it some kooky ass crazy thing like the Christmas creature like Kane did? Or
Yeah.
give us give us a little insight on the beginnings of TOS.
Okay, yeah. So the beginning of TOS, I'm like every wrestler, we're all huge wrestling fans, and I was the hugest fan of Slick Wagner Brown. I still am. He's like, that's my guy, man. And so I was designing T-shirts for Wagner. I'm not sure, but like I don't know if you knew that, but I made a couple
No.
shirts for Wagner back in the day, and then like one day he messaged me. He's like, hey, have you ever thought about training? And I have in the past thought about training, and I just never, I don't know, things just didn't line up, whether it was the money or just like travel at the time. Because like when I first started looking at wrestling schools, I didn't have a car, so for me it was like hard to get there and stuff. But I knew wrestling was something that I always wanted to do. Back in 2006 at Connecticut Championship Wrestling, Paul Romo was the booker. Here's a good story, and then this is kind of gonna lead into like the beginning. So they had like a 1 day fantasy camp for people that you can just go. You find a waiver, you get like a crash course on wrestling. I don't know if it was like the greatest thing ever. So we're doing drills. I don't know if you know, I'm blind as a bat. I can't see. Without my contacts, I'd be done. So I didn't have contacts at the time. I wore glasses. So I'm not gonna wear my glasses in an athletic like setting. So I'm taking my glasses off. We're doing drills. We're shooting you into the turnbuckle, and I couldn't hit the turnbuckle square for my life. And Paul Romo goes, "Kid, are you blind? It's right there. Why can't you hit it?" And I was like, "Oh, I really can't see." And it's just like after that day, I knew I was like, "Wow, wrestling is what I want to do." And like for now, to work for Paul Roma, it's like so weird how life sometimes comes full circle. And then when I got to wrestle him at the Mohegan Sun show, it was just like, wow, this is like I don't know how you can write a better story like sometimes how life works. But going back to Tessa Strength, yeah, Wagner messaged me. He said, "Hey, I know you're a fan. Do you have any interest in training to be a wrestler?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I'm looking to start a school." He's like, "Keep in touch." I was like, "All right, we'll do." So I don't know, maybe I don't know, a couple weeks later, maybe a month. He texted me an address. He said, "Meet me here tomorrow at this time." I said, "All right, cool." So we go, and it was Norm's Gym in Waterbury, and we had a little spot in the back when we first started training. It was covered, but it was outside, so we can only train when the weather was good during the winter months. So we would train if it was 35 and over, 35 degrees. So at the start, it was cold out there at times, and that day when Wagner texted me when I met him there, that's the first time I met Bo Douglas, because Bo Douglas is how we got the ring. We got the ring through Bo and some of Bo's guys. So that was the first day I met Bo, and so we set the ring up, and then Wagner was like, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow." So then I went, and for I don't know, maybe the first like 3 or 4 months, it was just me and Wagner, and I think that really accelerated me a lot. I tell everybody that that really, really accelerated me a lot. Just that one-on-one time with Wagner.
Yeah. That whole story leading up to that is absolutely amazing. That I love that. Those are the things that we love as fans when we get the talented men and women on here to kind of open up a little bit and give us those kooky little stories. We love that type of stuff because Mr. Shyne, I don't know if you know this about the fans, and I'm respectful, but we are easy as hell. We give us a little bit and we run with it. Now, you spoke of Mr. Douglas. I've had Mr. Douglas on here, and those guys are pure. Those guys are pure Kowalski guys, and they
Yeah.
they pass that along to their students. How do you feel coming out of a Kowalski environment, does it do you feel that, you know what, this is beneficial for my career instead of somewhere else, being in that Kowalski environment, if you will?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the knowledge that Wagner learned from Kowalski is like you can't put a price on it. You know what I mean? It's just like invaluable, and just I'm happy where I am. If I went somewhere else, I'm not so sure that I would be like where I am, like doing main events places. And I just feel like Wagner really gives all his students a great base, and it's learn, relearn, and unlearn. You know what I mean? So it's like it's what we do. It's just it's I can't say enough about Wagner, and just like great teacher he is, not only in wrestling but just in life as well.
I definitely have heard that about Mr. Slick Wagner Brown. He is in and out of the ring, a very stand-up guy. Never heard a bad word about him. We love him. I tell you that, man. Now, I want to dive into the training days over there, because once you guys moved, it kind of took on a little different animal, because it was a different environment for you guys at Test of Strength. And you get into this building where you're at in East Hartford, and I love the training days. First off, they're fucking free, man. How can you beat that? I mean, really? That's first off.
Live
Second off,
entertainment, it's great.
yeah.
Free
Second
live
off,
entertainment.
free. And then the second best part about Test of Strength is I love the intimacy of the setting of the dojo. There's about 20, 30 chairs set up. And then when people really file in, there's standing room only and such. I absolutely love TOS. To me is my home base around here, and I absolutely love it. Talk to us about the intimacy of training days, and then the difference of going to a bigger venue, bigger shows, higher profile, if you will. And I know training days are special in their own right, but when you get into a bigger environment, it's a different animal. So talk us about the difference between the intimacy settings like that, where it's really tight, and when it's a little bit more open.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's a very intimate setting, but like for me personally, I'm more nervous doing a training day than I am doing a larger venue. It's
Oh,
just like because now I have a connection literally with 30 people. Like I can feel that coming back, and I think they can feel it too. Like in a like we all want to work in front of thousands of people, hundreds of people. I know that's good for everybody, but when it's intimate, I think it makes you work a little harder to hone your craft, because it's harder, I think, to not only to like get a reaction from a more intimate setting as a fan, like maybe you're more timid, you go to a larger venue as a fan, you're like, yeah, whatever. It's easier for them to react because it's more people, not thinking they're going to stand out. But at a training day, there's 30 people there, maybe 40 sometimes if we get standing room, and it's harder to get a reaction, I believe, at a training day. So when you do, I think you're definitely doing something right, and it's challenging, and it's a great challenge, and it's like it's for everybody to like just hone their craft and get better.
mm. Very interesting answer on the intimate setting. You feel is a tad more challenging, but I can actually see that, because we are right there, my friend. We are we're not going anywhere. We are totally invested because it's such an intimate setting. We see everything. We hear almost everything, maybe a little bit more than we should inside that ring at times. But man, love, absolutely love the training days. Now, you've been in Test of Strength since the beginning. I want to get your perspective on the blossoming of Test of Strength. A little while back, about a year or so ago, they started doing their road shows, what they call the road shows there. I like to call them, as a fan, the pay-per-views, the TOS pay-per-views.
Yeah,
And you
essentially
guys
it is
take
a
them on.
pay-per-view because you're
Yeah,
paying to do it,
exactly.
and our training
Yeah,
days are
man.
free. So I like that a lot. We gotta pass that up to Vince. I mean Wagner.
uh, Now, seeing those come alive out of the training day sessions, and seeing the people, not only do you guys pack them in sold out, you actually have to turn people away at these road shows, my friend. Talk to us about the transition and seeing that, like, Test of Strength really blossoming like that.
Yeah, for me, being there from the start to see where we started to when then we went from Waterbury to Watertown to East Hartford. So I was there for all of it. Our first training day, we had 8 people in attendance. So so we're really, I think, like, coming from the bottom. And we started at the bottom, and it's just the foundation that Wagner laid out for us, and everyone works hard, and it just shows you like what hard work can get you, literally.
And it's been only a few years or a couple years at best here, because I've only been in the indie scene really like regularly probably since like 2016ish. And once I found training day, I haven't left. You guys can't get rid of me. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Maybe if we charge you a ticket, we'll get rid of you. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, you guys have a lot of fun at training days. There's a lot of characters. Holy crap, is there a lot of characters that come in and out of training day? Some are, some are homebred. Some are coming out of vast areas. And I'm talking, you guys really bring them in from far places, man. People want to come to the training days and see what's going on at Test of Strength. Give some respect to Slick Wagner Brown, because my word, his reach goes very far. And we get the variety of seeing some amazing talent come in and out of Test of Strength. Now, with all of that being said, I'd like to get your perspective. I can't wait for your answer. I want to get your perspective on one person right now, because everybody likes to pee on my boy. I love him to pieces. I put him up on this absolute gigantic pedestal. I bow to the kid, no matter where he goes. He's one El Jabroni. All hail El Jabroni. And you've been in Test of Strength again, and I got to reiterate from the beginning, and you see a guy like El Jabroni. Now, my man works off of entertainment first. If you know what I'm talking about, talk to us about El Jabroni and seeing a kid like him come in and really elevating to where he's at right now.
Yeah, so like you said, I was there when he first started, and like you can see, like, he was very nervous and timid. I think like everyone is when you first start training, but once it's all about like being comfortable, and like once you really become comfortable and like you're comfortable with yourself, like what you see in the mirror, like you're comfortable with that person, then you can really give that to like everyone else. And I think El Jabroni is like, he works hard, like just as maybe even harder than some people, because like you said, entertainment is first and foremost for him, and that's great. I wish I had half of his entertainment. That would make me better, you know what I mean? So like, it's just like El Jabroni, he works really hard, and I think everyone at TOS knows that, and we all can respect that.
And I know we're kind of diving away from the Shyne portion of the program, but I'd love to get your perspective, since you have been in there from the beginning of all of this, because TOS really intrigues me with the characters that you guys have come up within the walls of Test of Strength. And I'm talking like guys like TJ Howell III. What a freaking evolution of character from that kid from way back when he wore the red shirt and stuff. I'm not even going to say though what his name was.
He was selling insurance or something like that.
I
think I saw a policy from him.
Love the evolution of one TJ Howell III. We have Ryan Frost. We have the Firm, and I hate using those two words together. Oh, it pains my shit to really use those two words together. Oh, get the hell out! What are you doing? What are you?
What happened?
What are you doing over there, man?
Sorry. I don't know who told me to do that or what happened.
Oh my god! Oh man, I want to swear at you. I want to swear at you for that.
My TV is corrupt.
I almost want to swear at you for that, but that was actually money, man. That was perfect. Now, the Firm as a collective: Richard E. Stone Esquire, Jay Bricks, Elijah Six, Sammy Diaz. These guys are absolute. The feet. These guys are absolutely, and I'm going to use fire and money. Put them together, man. These kids are absolutely going fucking ill right now in TOS, and they are spreading their reach into other promotions and bringing the same kind of heat that they do at home. Talk to us about the firm, please, if you could.
Yeah, the firm, man. I mean, that was a hell of an introduction. They need you to announce them to the ring. But no, like you said, like individually, they're all so good, but you put them together and they're that much better. You know, I think Sammy really came into his own joining the firm, and Eli is Eli. He's been Eli from the start, and it's great. You just gotta keep being Eli, and he's gonna go like really far. And then Jay, he's just he doesn't have to talk, and like he's just he's just there, and it's just like he's there. You know what I mean, without talking, and it's great. And then on the flip side, you got Richard E. Stone, my man, my man can talk, and it's like great. And it's just like all of them together bring something to the firm that makes them the firm. And like you said, I think they're the hottest thing in Test of Strength right now, and that's good for them. But they got to stay hot.
Yeah, because wrestling's very hard to stay relevant. One day you're in, one day you're out. That's wrestling, baby.
Absolutely, it's hard to get on the top, but it's harder to stay there.
It definitely is. And I know I spoke of Mr. Frost and Mr. TJ Howell III. They've actually come together and joined forces, and are called Cold Cash, and they've got that damn Caddy Tucker dragging along with them. Did I say that? Did I say something different?
Cold Cash. No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Oh, because I'm not that bright, and I say shit wrong all the time.
No, it's all good.
Now, one of my favorite things when Cold Cash gets in the ring is pre-announcement, because they're coming in the ring. Now, Ryan's going to go usually first or whatever, or what have you. Now, TJ follows, and now Ryan's going to kind of spread that big wingspan. He's got the kendo stick that he carries around all the time. TJ Howell gets on the mat, and he kind of does a pose. But then Caddy Tucker comes floating around the side, and Ryan Frost usually bats him around or hits him with something. I absolutely love that shit, man.
Yeah, it's just like two individuals that are good, but again, they're better together. It's like I don't know how it comes about at TOS, but I just feel like we put the right people together collectively, and they just it makes so much more. And that goes back to like Wagner's creative and like everyone else that has creative trying to make it better collectively.
Now, if you noticed, I started on a kind of a different angle. We were more pull the curtain back through this whole half hour right now. I didn't want to pee you off because I got some questions for you, my friend. I didn't want to pee you off and have you bail on me on the first half. So we're going to be working into some of that. Now, Test of Strength, I've seen you as a baby face, if you will, a good guy. But times have changed. We're not in those same times. But I've also, and I'm going to mention PAPW, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, I've seen Mr. Shyne over there was a champion, El Champion, if you will, at Test of Strength, or at PAPW. The first ever PAPW Friday Night Alley Fights champion. Now, we the fans, again, babyface, we the fans, we love to lift Shyne. Give us a little something on being, because you can never take that away from anybody being the first ever of anything. Talk to us about being the first ever Friday Night Alley Fights champion at PAPW.
Yeah, that was an honor to be the first. Like you said, you can only be the first one time, and for me to do it, it was good. Had a great match with Nutrius X in the finals, and I was the first Friday Night Alley Fights champion, and no one can take that away from me.
I will tell you, you give us some fun times now. Not only do you get, you have a great way with your words, and you kind of interact with the fans, which is part of the whole program of wrestling, if you will. But in that ring, my friend, Shyne don't mess around. You come in full force. You've got some power behind your stuff. You're a bigger guy, and you're not afraid to do some cool acrobatic shit in there, though. That's the thing. You have a bigger stature about you, and you do some really cool athletic stuff in that ring. Now, you did mention Slick Wagner Brown a few times, and I'm going to kind of revert back to I've had the absolute privilege and honor of being at some of the training sessions by invite only, obviously, at the Test Strength Dojo. And you you kind of get your ass busted a little bit because it's almost like you use a few of Mr. Slick Wagner Brown's maneuvers, and it's almost like watching Slick Wagner Brown in the ring at times. There's the leg lariat and such. I want to get your perspective on stuff like that because I love that behind the scenes stuff on utilizing some of his maneuvers, if you will, and putting them in your repertoire. But not only that, getting your balls busted by your peers as you're trying to use it in your repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, why reinvent the wheel if it's not broken? I know what he does. I know what works, so I'm gonna use what works, and what doesn't, he can keep. I'll take everything that works. So no, but yeah, for me, it's I'm just trying to pay homage to somebody that gave me my way in wrestling, and so I steal some stuff, and it's okay, It's all right.
Who doesn't? I mean, holy crap, who doesn't?
It's okay. I mean, we all wrestle. We all like do the same thing. It's just how you tell your story and how you want to tell it. I mean, just like I said, why reinvent the wheel if it's not broken?
That's right, man. Now, I want to talk about when you came back from injury, my friend. Something happened to Shyne, and I've actually said it to you more than one occasion. I don't know what you did while you were on your time off when you had a gluteus issue going on there. When you came back, yeah. Don't mean to laugh. Sorry, it's got to hurt. That's got to be a big pain in the ass. No, never mind. Now, now when you came back, I felt as a fan, especially knowing you pre-injury. You came back and there was a little bit of something. Shyne seemed to elevate his game. Your facial expressions were a little bit more. Your words came out a little bit more. You interacted with the fans a little bit more. You seemed to start that connection thing I saw from a distance. And I'm telling you, my man, I absolutely love what you've been doing since you've come back. But there's one specific thing that I want to pull out of that little Jenga puzzle is you do this thing where you yell out Hogan, and I absolutely love that. Talk to me about what's going on there. What are you doing?
Yeah, as for me coming back and like talking more, and that was something I felt like I lacked in, like my ability to speak on like the mic and promos. That's something I felt like was a weak point for me that I needed to work on personally to get better, to elevate myself. I always felt comfortable in the ring, but I knew I can make it tighter as well. So I worked hard after injury to get back to where I wanted to be and where I thought I had to be. And for the promo thing, man, I was watching old Ric Flair promos, and that's how he says Hogan. Like the way he pronounces it, it's just like Hogan. It's like, it's weird. I don't know. And it's just, I don't know. It's stuck. And I just do it. Like, it's so, like, who says Hogan? Like, who's shouting out Hogan and for what? But I don't know. It seems to work, and people laugh at it. And if you're reacting to it, great. So I'm going to keep saying Hogan.
We do. We really get a kick out of those little things, man. Like I was saying earlier, it does absolutely work. Now, there's another
things like that for me. Like when I first started at wrestling, I was like, oh, I got to do all these fancy flips and stuff to get a reaction. But Hogan is like, just saying that is like probably one of the better reactions I get. And I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying Hogan. And it's like, and like for me, that takes a while, I guess, when you feel comfortable like that to try stupid stuff, I guess you could say. And if it sticks, great. If not, try something else. But for me, Hogan works. I don't know. And one time I think really like how it all came about. It is like I was at training, and like at training, you just like mess around, you cut promos on people. And I was like, listen up, guys. I just came from Atlanta, GA to New York. I paid $60, $100 bills for my training, and I'm ready for TV, brother. Hogan! And then I think that's how it was, and that's how it came about. I was just acting like I don't know, like some big shot like that went to the power plant and now he's ready for the big time in New York. And it's just like something so stupid. And I don't even know how I came up with it. It was just like I was acting like some entitled guy that just paid like a lot of money for training and now I'm ready for TV and stuff. And it's like,
Oh, good.
$100 bills. It's $6,000, by the way, if anyone out there can't count.
Well, thank you for the math. I appreciate that. Now, there's another thing that really, and I mean, gets us every single time without fail that you do, sir. You will come in, you'll start going through the ropes, but you'll trip just enough to where you catch your toe a little bit, and it doesn't happen every single time. You know, you're not clumsy every single time, but you catch your tippity toe right there on the bottom rope. You kind of take a tumble, but the best part is when you get up and you kick the ropes. I don't know why, but I get tickled. I love that shit.
It's just again, man, just trying to do things to see if they work, and if they get a reaction, great, I'll do it. But they got to get that middle rope all the way, so I stop tripping. I'm putting myself in danger.
I love that stuff, man. Those little nuances, again, without even performing one maneuver in the match, you've already given us something that we're feeding off of. And as a fan, I have to thank you so much because we get such a chuckle out of it, and it just gets us so invested in what's going to happen next. What's he going to do next? You know?
Yeah, maybe I'll trip out the ring. I don't know. No.
Oh man! Now you've had quite a few matches, obviously at Test of Strength, and now we talk PAPW. I kind of like to dive into what other promotions has Shyne reached out to get out there and push his brand and see where things go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like in September after Fight for Your Dreams, I took some time off to go back to school, and like I just started coming back, and now COVID like stopped that again. But it was something I told myself I want to work for places I've never worked before because I want to challenge myself. Sometimes when you work somewhere so many times, you get complacent where you are, you get comfortable. And I think being comfortable is not always the best thing for like what we do because you're complacent, you're happy being around the guys and girls and like all the amazing people. But I need personally, I think, to make me get to the next level, what I need to do, I need to go places that I'm not comfortable and then just work from the bottom and just try to get to the top. For me, like I want to work. I've been to XWA a few times, and every time I was there, I don't think I had a good showing personally. So that's somewhere I want to go back and challenge myself. And it's like the last time I was there, going in, I was like, I sucked the last time, so I gotta step it up. And then I sucked again, so I haven't been back since. But that's definitely on my list. I want to go back to XWA. I want to wrestle in New York for NYCW. When I was there, unfortunately, we had an issue with the doctor not showing up, so I was unable to work that event. So just places that I haven't worked before, I would love to venture out and work. Mm-hmm. Like I want to get into New Jersey, New York City, things like that. Places that I have to challenge myself to do.
Now, I'd like to talk about a point where you went to a show, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. TJ Howell III was along on that ride with you, and you guys went to go help out on a show, if you will, or some kind of situation, and you ended up being in the ring with Jeff Jarrett, the man himself, Jeff Jarrett. Look at that smile.
Yeah, man.
Tell us, the fans, that story, because I love that whole thing, and I know the fans would absolutely love it. Talk to us about that story if you could.
Yeah, so we just went to assist the hand ring crew, set up the show. That was New England All-Star Wrestling, and then they know Wagner's a trainer. The promoter asked, hey, do you have two students that want to be roadies? So they said, all you got to do is like wear black, like all black. And then me and Tyler look at each other, we're like, we don't have black. So we're like, we're doing this after we got picked. I said, Tyler, we're going to Kohl's and we're gonna go buy all black. And they're like, oh, just get a shirt. Your pants, our pants didn't match like mine. I said, Tyler, we're gonna go all out. We're doing this. This is like a Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer. Like, how many opportunities do you have to do this? You have one chance to make a first impression. And like, I don't know. I think we spent $45 each on the get up, but you can never put a price on that experience that we had to be a roadie for Jeff Jarrett. We got to strut with Jeff Jarrett. Things like that. That's crazy. Like, I watched him on TV as a kid doing the strut, and then here I am years later standing next to him in a professional wrestling ring doing a strut. And like, I don't know. Like, man, wrestling sometimes is like how things work out sometimes. It's just, I don't know, man. It's surreal. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, you know? I went there not expecting anything, just to go help out and set up, and I got to strut with Jeff Jarrett. And those are like moments that like will live with me forever.
I talk about that a lot on this show. Moments in time in wrestling is what the fans really grasp on, and that's what they remember. That's what they talk about. That's what we talk about on the fan roundtable and such. Without those, there's nothing to talk about. So we think of those memories. And you hit it right there, my friend. Those moments in time and the memories are just amazing. Now, I want to dive into, you come back again because you took some time off. But this time, my friends, you had an attitude change. Things aren't the same with Shyne. The whole, best brows in the biz and the fans kind of bringing you up, giving you the adulation. You've kind of taken that into a totally different direction, my man, because now I'm not going to tell the story. Maybe I'll tell a little bit of it. Lone Survivor 2, Test of Strength, Big Show, and I do mean Big Show, one of their most high-profile shows, events of the year. And here comes Shyne making his return. Now, as he makes his return, now, this is coming after a training day. All he did was get in the ring. He called somebody out. It didn't kind of work out into his favor, and it kind of overlaid into Lone Survivor 2. So, Mr. Shyne, I'd like you to take it over from there. Who did you call out at the training day, which I want to say was training day 28, if I'm not mistaken, and how it overlaid into Lone Survivor 2, because I would rather not kind of do it. You should.
Yeah, so I called out Anthony Michaels. That's somebody, he was there helping me train when I first started. Somebody I respect, and I called him out for a match. I know he's been retired for some time, but he's doing mixed martial arts now. You know, he's getting himself in shape. He comes around to training and stuff. I see him watching, I see him looking, and I know he wants to get back in the ring. So why not challenge somebody that I respect? Or I thought I respected. Why not challenge somebody like that, you know? Get in the ring, man versus man, mano a mano. Let's do this. Let's have a good match. Go out there, let the best man win. But no, he wants to disrespect me, take a slight at me, saying he's going to hurt me. So you're going to hurt me. You can't hurt me if you don't accept the match. So, Lone Survivor, I come out, you know, some words were said. Maybe they shouldn't have been said. You know, his kid jumped the rail, got in the ring. I was very intimidated. You know, fan jumps in the ring. He got put down with a DDT. He was laid out. So, I mean, he should never jump the rail, to be quite honest with you. But I don't know why he did. And after that, COVID came and shut down the world. So here we are.
I remember a very different picture. Could I paint a picture now?
You can, but are you going to call me a liar?
Well, I would never. No. But could I just maybe paint a picture and we'll try to compare and we'll see how it comes out?
You paint your Picasso, please, by all means.
Oh. Now, I remember, Mr. Shyne, you had a T-shirt and you wanted to give said T-shirt to a child, and you happened to pick said child, bring him in. So Dad calls him in. There was no guardrail. First off, there's no guardrail to jump. Second off, he was invited into the ring by yourself, if I'm not mistaken, because you had a shirt to give away to a child and you called him in, invited him in, put said shirt, whatever merch it was, I don't even know what it was, because the next thing I know, you grab the kid, pow, turn him over, and take him out and roll out the ring and kind of point and laugh. And I don't know where the hell all of that's going to go. But do you see what I'm saying? I think we have two different kind of pictures here, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you must be blind. There's a guardrail. He jumped the guardrail in the ring. He tried to assault me, a 13-year-old child. You know, these kids now are dangerous. You know, they play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. I don't know what could have happened to me. My life is valuable. You should never jump the railing and come in the ring and threaten me. I was intimidated, Don, by a 13-year-old child.
You, Shyne, were intimidated by a 13-year-old child. What you gonna do?
Did you just not hear me? These kids play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. I don't know what he had in his pocket.
Oh, God. So what's going to happen from here out? I mean, are you going to go against this third? I hope, because it did take him a while to get him out of the ring, and I hope he is feeling better. But is this a setup for Shyne against this 13-year-old kid that totally intimidates Shyne? Where is this all going? I'm not understanding why you would DDT him. Obviously, you said you were intimidated, but what's the end game of this whole thing?
End game, I'm not so sure what the end game is. I think maybe you need to do a stir in the pot with Anthony Michaels if he has the balls to do it with you. Because clearly he doesn't have them to accept my match. So maybe you got to do that with him. You know, take that up with him. Ask him why his kid got laid out in the middle of the ring. Why he failed as a father to protect his son. Maybe you should ask him those questions. You're asking me. You're asking the wrong person. Maybe you should ask him these questions. Because what I did was protect myself from some 13-year-old punk who jumped the railing.
I still don't see that. I remember, and I'm not that bright. We all know that.
Yeah,
I still don't remember.
You didn't see the guardrail there.
But now, I just get the crowd absolutely lost their shit. There was a hush.
There's a fecal chant coming towards me, and I don't appreciate that. You know, that's very disrespectful. Those words. I want an apology from the TOS fans.
You feel that
I want an apology from the fans. The next trading day, whenever it is, once the ban on the world is lifted from COVID, and we drop kick COVID and get it out of here, I want an apology from the TOS fans, because that was unacceptable. They called me an a-hole, if I'm not mistaken, Don Kincaid. And I think you might have been one to lead that chant, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no. I might have been part of that, because we have some fun at the wrestling shows. But, you know, DDT.
At the training day, why don't you jump the rail, come in the ring with me, and say it to my face?
Oh, now it's getting a little bit real. I would never do that. First off, there's no rails to jump. Second off, I weigh 35 pounds, and I'm not an experienced wrestler. Mr. Shyne is, and he's well more than 35 pounds. He could kill me, could turn me into a pretzel, because I'm built like a candle. So he could like probably bend me, you know, and pretzel me. So I don't want to get none of that going on. When we come back from the King COVID, the King COVID, you see what
King COVID.
Now, when we come back from this whole mess, what is on Shyne's plate? Is it a 13-year-old child who intimidates him? Is it Anthony Michaels? Is it the TOS champion, Dan the Man? Are you gonna get back together with? I love HBO, High Voltage Omar. You and himself make up a tag team called the Bello Twins. We haven't seen that going on in a while, obviously with the whole topsy-turvy thing, but even before that, what's going on with Shyne? What are you going to do when we come back? I want to know what's going on.
Well, first and foremost, I'm not going to do anything until I get my apology from the TOS fans. But after that, because I know I'm going to get it, because I think the TOS fans are slightly intelligent, so maybe they'll do the right thing and say sorry. They better say sorry, because my feelings are hurt. I was intimidated by a 13-year-old child, and I better get my sorry. But after that, you know, I've been the first student at Test of Strength, and I have yet to win gold at Test of Strength.
Mm.
So you ask me my goals. My goals is to win a championship, the TOS championship, the TOS tag titles, or the K1 Classic trophy. So those are my goals. I need to win the title at TOS. That's my goal. First and foremost, and not to be intimidated by children that jump the guardrail.
Uh, Again, no guardrail. You're seeing something I'm not. Now, talk to us about the Bello twins because you guys were on a roll there. You even went up against the Kowalski guys, Jay Freddy, Slick Wagner Brown. They're the only.
I'm here.
Oh shit! I thought he left. I thought he bailed on me. That wouldn't have been the first time. I tell you that, but I really thought you did.
No,
Now,
no, no.
now Jay Freddy, Slick Wagner Brown. They are the inaugural and only year plus running tag team champions in Test of Strength since those belts have come to fruition. Now you're in a tag team, or were, I'm not sure. That's kind of where I'm going. The Bello twins with High Voltage Omar. Is that still a tag team? What's going on with that? And if it is, would you be going over? And I know you just mentioned it, but would you kind of get back together with HBO and try to get that gold away from the Kowalski guys?
I think me and Omar, we could give him another run. You know, we came up short the first time, but if we were to get back together and make a run at this, I think Omar and myself, we can do it this time. Like I said, I want a title in TOS. It doesn't matter which one. So if it's got to be the tag titles, me and Omar, we're gonna go and do that. If the
Okay.
TOS championship, it'll be that. If it's the K1 Classic trophy, it's gonna be that.
Okay. Now, I'd like to dive in. Another familiar face that we all know and love, I certainly love, is Ref Gina. Blue Shoes. I love Blue Shoes. I absolutely adore her to pieces. Uh, you've had kind of a, whew, you guys like to cut on each other and have a lot of fun, ribbing, if you will. There's a lot of back and forth between yourself and Ref Gina over the course of the last couple few years here. And could you talk to us about the relationship you've got going on here with Ref Gina and why is it such a roller coaster ride?
Well, it's a roller coaster because one, she likes Cracker Barrel, and Cracker Barrel's the shits.
Hey, I like Cracker Barrel.
It's horrible. Cracker Barrel is the worst, and Gina loves Cracker Barrel, and I don't know why, for the life of me, why she loves Cracker Barrel. She should never like Cracker Barrel. It's the shits first and foremost, and you know, she's Gina. She's Big League Monty, BLM. She big leagued me. She big leagued me. Will you believe that? She big leagued me. She came to training one day and big leagued me. Shook everyone's hand but me, fresh off her run at Shikara. Are you kidding me, Gina? Big League Monty is her name. BLM. You know, BLM, Black Lives Matter. We're going to change that. Big League Monty. That's what it is. And that's
Uh,
why we're on a roller coaster. She big leagued me and she likes Cracker Barrel.
wow. Okay. Now, there was a picture that Shyne shared a ways back, and it was a younger Shyne, I believe a WWE Raw, and you shared this picture, and Blue Shoes, she took it upon herself to grab that picture and put it on a beautiful T-shirt, and she sports it very proudly. How do you feel when you go to training day and Ref Gina shows up in a Shine custom-made T-shirt?
I think it's great. That was Monday Night Raw. I was at work and my buddy Jim texted me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to Raw? I can get tickets." I was like, "I'm at work, but I think I can get out of work early." So I went and cut a promo on my manager. I said I was sick and I gotta go. And next thing you know, I'm out of work and we're on the way to Raw. We didn't even know where our seats were at first because we bought them off I don't know, one of those sites, but they were like $150 or whatever. We're in the front row. the guy next to us asked what we paid for the tickets for like $150. He's like, I paid $450 for mine. I said, oh, that must suck.
Oh
So
my
we were
God.
front row Monday Night Raw. That was awesome at the Hartford Civic Center. And that was when I think that picture was when Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens were in the ring together, and that's where that picture came from. I was in awe. I was drinking it in, man.
Drinking it in. Now, whenever I seen Ref Gina, I walk into training day, and there's really no specific locker room, if you will. There's a lot of scatter going on because of the way the whole building is set up. But whenever I seen Ref Gina standing there with that Shyne shirt, I absolutely lost it. I popped out loud, and I thought it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen behind the curtain. I thought it was hilarious, man.
Yeah, I don't know how she came up with that, but it's phenomenal. Oh, and third reason why I don't like Gina, or
Oh,
I like Gina, why we have a roller coaster relationship. I'm sorry, I take that back. She's a fan of the Houston Astros, who are like the
oh,
biggest cheaters in MLB history or sports history for that matter.
oh,
So
wow.
Houston, Cracker Barrel, and she big leagued me.
Okay. Wow. It's a short list, but I don't. I hope it doesn't grow anymore because
It's a
I love
short
them
list, but a lot of context.
too. Now, I'd like to talk about one specific promo that involved yourself, HBO, and Ref Blue Shoes. We were at Battlefront Pro Wrestling, and we did this thing outside where Ref Gina, she had an issue. There was something going on with her triglycerides, and you were there to help give her a helping hand and give her a listening ear. Could you
Yeah.
talk to us about the twin magic thing that we had going on over at Battlefront?
Yeah, well, I think it was her father's triglycerides that were she was explaining to me about. I had a big match that night, and she's just like rambling and rambling and rambling, and then my twin Omar, just like that, he got the earful. But I was there in spirit, I mean, I still don't think she knows we switched, and it's okay. It's okay, Sharon is Karen.
One of my favorite promos in any place I've ever gone to with as many people as I've spoken to, that is absolutely one of my top five. I swear, top five promos I've ever done with anybody. And I am so honored that you guys asked me to come out and kind of be part of that. That was a great time, man. That was amazing.
Yeah, she still has no clue, but don't tell her.
And no, I would never do that. Now, Mr. Shyne, it didn't get as volatile with my questioning as I expected, which I applaud that it didn't, because I'd hate for it to get out of hand and have my guest walk out on me. It's happened more than once, and I feel quite sad when that shit goes down. So I applaud you for spending this whole hour with me. I really didn't think you were going to spend this kind of time with me, sir.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And that's it. I expect my sorry from the fans when I come back to TOS once the world opens up, and I'm gonna win a TOS title this year. It's my goals.
Wow. Well, the fans, if you're listening to this,
And
Shyne's
maybe I'll
looking.
have new gear, or do I have it already?
Ooh, a little teaser, if you will, with one Shyne.
Would you like the tease of it? All right, I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-oh, the screen's black. What happened?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
I got the best gear here. It's imported from Mexico, so it's legit.
Are you going to be a luchador? You're wearing a mask?
I'm not wearing a hood. No hoods.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
The finest leather in Mexico. But I guess we can show this here on Stirring the Pot.
Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Shyne. I love when new gear and the evolution of character. I absolutely love that. And And I can't thank you enough for showing that to us, the fans. That was very cool of you.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear it.
Man, he DDTs children, but he's nice to us and gives us a little bit of love by teasing
you know how I was able to afford this? Make a wish, because I made a wish for that kid when I DDT'd him. They paid for this. That's how I was able to afford this. Make a Wish Foundation, DDT and children. I made a wish for the kid.
I feel like a jackass for laughing, but that's pretty funny shit right there.
Make a wish, DDT a kid. Let's go.
Oh my God. I can't believe that's how we left this. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, the best brows in the biz.
You can
my
just call
man.
me Big League Ty.
I'm Big League.
I got big leagued. That's going to be my new shirt. I got big league.
Oh, I got big league. Okay, then let me do that correctly. Stirring the Pot, Don Kincaid, and my very special guest, Big League Ty Shyne. Thank you, my man.
John, thank you. I really appreciate this, man.